Integrated strategies is what Arknights would be if it had roguelike elements, like Slay the Spire. This guide goes over the general information like currencies, the recruitment system, and general flow of the adventure. Feel free to skip over to the information that you seek. Keep in mind that everything is based on the first iteration of Integrated Strategies, KO by Fungimist, and I am unsure if items, operators, or game mechanics will change or be refined with future IS events. As mentioned before, IS is a roguelike. This mode has 5+1 stages, with each stage having their own maps. There are 3 different endings in this event, said 5+1 because only the third ending has 6 stages. The story is loosely tied to the other event, Gavial the Great Chief Returns, so prerequisites for playing this event is Story Stage 3-8 and Gavial event RI-1. To start off, let's take a look at the currencies and understand what they're for. Of course, these are all fan translations, so the official translations might differ. For the game menu, we have Pretty Mushrooms. These are used to exchange for small boosts in the event like attack, defense, HP percentage, and initial life count increases. I guess priority would be attack then life boost, but honestly it's only around a 5% increase, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Next we have Tasty Honey Cakes. This is just a normal event currency, just play the event to earn it. It's similar to the milestone system that we had for Code of Brawl. You earn cakes based on the difficulty and how far you get in the stages, but IS doesn't cost any sanity to play, so you can indefinitely replay to your heart's delight. As for the currency within the game mode itself, we have life count. Pretty much self-explanatory, although instead of the usual fixed life amount we have in normal story or event stages, in IS we have the ability to gain more lives through artifacts or special events. In this mode, your lives will be an actual resource you can choose to manage. You can decide to have tactical leaks, just like in CC, and bypass the stress of killing an elite or annoying enemy. But beware, because bosses can cost as many as 30 lives if you let them pass. Also, keep in mind while most lives are permanent and will carry on between stages, there is a certain strategic squad tag that will give you 4 temporary lives for a stage. We'll talk about that later. Originium Ingots, also known as Doritos. This is going to be the Lungmen dollars within the mode. Rewarded when completing maps or special events, you use this for buying relics in the shop, unlocking secret endings, or getting extra recruitment tickets, or betting on slug races. Hope. This will be the limiting currency for the recruitment of your operators. You'll start off with default 6 hope and can gain additional hope through selecting the respective strategic squad tag, leveling up in a run, and obtaining specific relics. When recruiting your operators for an IS run, 6 stars will cost 6 hope, 5 stars 4, and 4 stars 2 hope, and half of that for awakening. So 3, 2, and 1 hope for 6, 5, and 4 stars. It's up to you to decide who will give you the most bang for the buck for the amount of hope. A tip though, utility and multi-purpose operators shine in IS, so don't overlook operators like Click and Podenko. If you're unsure who is also good in IS, feel free to look up 777 Uggy's guide and Dreamies. Now let's go on to relics, items, artifacts, collectables. These are all names used interchangeably for these items. So these are modifiers you collect throughout your adventure to spice up the run. These can range from SP battery modifiers, so like a free to Lopsis and Chen without having them on your team, to stat modifiers, more attack, defense, to hope deploy size, and squad size modifiers. These are all relics. There's 182 relics in the game, at least for this first iteration, so I'm not going to go over them right now. Recruitment tickets, aka personal dispatch letters. These tickets come in a variety of forms. Some allow you to recruit any type of operator, while other tickets force you to recruit a specific class, like support tickets. There are also premium tickets. These will have an extra temporary operator within the selection. What exactly is a temporary operator? Let's explain that along with the recruitment system. In IS, there will be 2 types of operators you can get. Your own operators. Depending on the type of ticket, you have a free selection of operators from your existing pool within the game. The operators recruited in this mode will have the same stats, potential, trust, skill level, and so on and so forth as your existing operators. though the operators are limited to E1 max when you recruit them for the first time. We'll talk about this later. There's no support units, nor can you recruit supports that you don't have under normal circumstances in this mode. However, there is a way to recruit units that you don't have or don't have leveled, which brings us to the second type of operator in this mode, temporary recruitment. These are free operators that don't cost any hope. What if you ever wanted to try out a max leveled and mastery Dambriel, but you've never had the resources and dedication to go that far? Well, if the gacha gods are merciful, you'll have the chance to become an MLG god for one run. Temporary recruitments will have max leveled and masteries for the skill when recruited, and any 4, 5, or 6 star has a chance to be recruited, even if you don't have the operator. The downside is that the choices are completely random. Sometimes you'll get lucky and land a 6 star, and other times, well, let's just hope you have good RNG. There are also exclusive operators available for use in this event, recruitable only through temporary recruitment. These operators are Touch, Sharp, Stormeye, Pith, and the 4 reserves. Touch is a single target medic that gives 2 or 3 SP to whoever they heal, as a passive. They also extend their range, heal multiple targets, and increase medic attack stats with their active skill, aka the better Ansel. Sharp is a duelist guard that has extra attack and physical evasion as a talent. Their active skill reduces their defense while massively increasing attack and a bit of HP, aka Scatty on steroids. Stormeye is an anti-air sniper that has a chance to crit on their shots. Their active also makes them shoot 2 targets with each target being shot twice. This is Cruz, but no Kokodayo. Pith is an AoE caster that passively ignores magic resistance when attacking. Her active increases her own attack speed while increasing all casters' attack stats for the duration of the skill. Imagine if Pastime was like this. The reserve operators are just there in case you need cannon fodder or you don't have enough hope to recruit higher rarity operators. These operators are actually quite useful on the early stages of an adventure, so don't sleep on them. Truth be told though, they're just 2-star operators with improved stats, but still worse than your own 3 stars if you raise them. So now let's talk about awakening and unlocking potential. There's a specific mechanic in IS that prevents you from using an E2 operator off the bat. Assuming the specific operator is at E2 in the base game, so to speak, the first time you recruit an operator in this mode, they are locked at E1 max, and the second recruitment is needed to unlock the operator's levels and masteries to the masteries and levels that you have. The same goes for temporary recruitments. They need a second recruitment for their max level and various masteries 3s. Again, there are a few strategic squad tags that you can choose to bypass this restriction and immediately get an awakened operator upon the first recruitment. The EXP/leveling system in IS. This part's quite important. Every adventure, you start with a command level of 1. The level directly influences the amount of hope and how many operators you can have at one time. The only way to level up command level is to participate in combat/emergency operations. Therefore, it is vital to choose your fights and not only go for special events, since you might just shoot yourself in the foot from not having enough hope or operator space later on in the later stages. Feel free to pause here and take a look at the graph of experience per battle stage cleared and the EXP needed to level up. At the start of the adventure, you need to select difficulty of the game. Easy, normal, hard are the 3 options to choose from, with hard giving extra rewards and the normal the default difficulty. You need to complete normal mode at least once to unlock hard mode. In easy mode, you obtain a relic that increases the attack and defense and HP of your operators by a certain amount, though on easy mode you can't unlock any new relics nor strategic squad tags, and the rewards are also lowered, so there is that. If you select the hard tag though, you get increased rewards, but receive a debuff to your run in the form of a cursed relic. After selecting the difficulty, we'll go on to select our squad type. So right now let's talk about those strategic squad tags. Translation is weird, it's also like strategic unit tags, but you get what I mean. These are buffs that you choose at the beginning of a match. Out of the 8 choices in total, 3 will be available from the start, and the rest require you to complete the adventure with specific conditions like having 6 guard or vanguard operators upon run completion. The different tags from left to right are 4 extra temporary lives per map, party slots and deployment limit +2, initial Doritos +20 and +2 hope. Initial life count turns to 1, but all operators gain +15% attack and HP, and the other tags are instant awakened upon recruitment for 2 classes: Guard Vanguards, Defender Supporters, Medic Snipers, and Caster Specialists. My personal favorites are the instant awakened tags. Don't sleep on the other tags though. They are still quite good depending on the other conditions you start with, especially with the hard mode debuffs. For the most part, people just select the Guard and Vanguard tag though, because, you know, Silver Ash, Thorns, and Blaze are just too good. After selecting your tag, if your previous run got past the second stage, you can obtain a small boost to help with this run. It can be anything from extra Doritos to an artifact or more hope. After which, you will start picking your operators from 3 tickets. Which type of ticket appears are completely random and you might get double of the same class. One of the tickets will always have a temporary recruit option in them, so my suggestion is to take a look at that ticket first. Anyhow, remember that you only have a limited amount of hope to utilize, so deciding which operators to choose is going to be vital for the successfulness of the run. Is that even a word? Successfulness? Yeah, probably. Back during when the CN servers had this event, people usually went with one strong 6-star like Thorns, Blaze, Silver Ash, Sardia, Exia, Ayala, or Siege, Bagpipe also, and used those operators to carry them through the early stages of the run. There was also the option of running a more utility-based composition with lower rarity operators like Lapland Start or a Scene Start. Meme starts like Ambriel picks work out surprisingly well sometimes too, so experiment. You never know when the meme dream becomes a meme team. Oh god, that was such a bad joke. At this point, if your initial squad is just lacking, you can always just reroll. After picking the team, we're finally at the first stage. Something to keep in mind about these stages though. Stage 1 will always end with a shop where you can spend your Doritos. Stage 2 always ends with a quote-unquote bonus event where you pick up a random artifact. Stage 3 is a mini-boss at the end, Stage 4 is another bonus stage, and Stage 5 and 6s are bosses at the end. The other events in the stages seem to be completely random with a mix of battle maps or special events. In regards to the battle maps, each stage has its own set of maps. For example, the map Tetris, fitting name don't you think, will usually appear in Stage 3. Each map will have their own variations of enemies and special conditions too, so it is vital to check the information of the map as it will absolutely make the difference of a mission clear or fail. There are slight variations in enemy spawns too, just to annoy us and keep us on our toes. Now let's go over the possible list of event categories. Combat Ops and Emergency Ops. These are our battle stages. Emergency Ops share the same maps as the Combat Ops, but more enemies will be the Elite variant on top of a stat boost for all mobs on the stage, hence a higher difficulty. With high risk does come high rewards though. Upon completion of an emergency op, we will get more bonuses, usually in the form of items. Deciding when to take the risk will allow you to snowball your team to be strong, or it might just outright kill yourself. My personal tip is to take the early emergency operations and avoid ones in the latter ones after stage 4. Dreadful Foe. This is essentially a boss stage. Each boss has their own gimmick and be solved with various fun strategies. Now speaking of Dreadful Foe and boss stages, there is 2 random enemies that appear, Duke Duck and Slav Bear. These 2 enemies in particular are special. They have a chance to appear randomly in any map. If by chance they escape, they won't cost any lives. If you're lucky enough to defeat them, they will drop a relic for you after the stage has ended. Duke Duck does not attack nor can be blocked. But it can be crowd controlled with stuns and slows. The duck will start to move fast upon the first instance of damage it takes, otherwise it'll move slowly across the map. Slab Bear is a melee enemy with slow movement speed and can be blocked. Keep in mind it has high attack and can't be stunned, so there's a possibility that the bear will wreck your front line while you're still dealing with other mobs of the map. Encounter. Really just random events that give you items or force you into combat operations depending on how good your luck is. Some of these are required for you to unlock endings, so keep that in mind. The more memorial encounters are Duke Duck, the Four Horsemen, and the girl crying for help. Bonus, as explained before, you gain a free random relic. There's nothing much to say about this. Safe House. Choose from a random selection of buffs. These can range from deploy unit limit increases to extra lives to recruitment and awakening tickets. Downtime recreation. You either gamble in slick races or you drink beer with Durins. Both have pretty good rewards, so utilize these events. Unless your luck sucks, of course. The mouse is a scam, by the way. Never got anything good out of it. Rogue Trader. Buy whatever you need. Deployment size and squad limit is something you want to keep in mind during the runs, so be sure to keep an eye out for those types of relics among the additional hope and recruitment tickets that the shop does sell. That is all the basic information in IS. Stay tuned for more detailed content and information about this game mode, and of course, leave any questions below. And help your fellow doctors if you know the answer. For now, thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time.